So what separates a cheap sneaker from an expensive sneaker? We're going to find out in today's video. Hey, what's up guys, I'm Matt. Today we're going to be talking about sneakers. Really what I wanted to be talking about, what really makes a sneaker worth around $600 versus a sneaker that might be costing $100 or less. Really, like, where are we seeing the costs? Where are we seeing the prices? What really is the difference between this sneaker and this sneaker? And today we're going to talk about that. So first of all, before we even get into pricing, before we get into anything, what really makes a sneaker important? Well, to me, a sneaker or even a boot or anything in that realm of footwear really is key to your whole outfit. I feel that it's like the anchor point. You can have a bunch of crazy stuff happening up top, but if you have stuff that's crazy up top, you maybe want to keep it a little bit more subtle with your footwear. Whereas maybe if you have a very basic outfit, you can really elevate it with some different sneakers that, you might not be seeing a lot. And even if you want to complement your fit with something that's just as sleek as your whole outfit, that is a perfect way to do it. It is fashion. It is however you want to do it. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Fashion is about what you want to wear and how you kind of see fits come together. So with saying all that, with it being the anchor in my outfits, really then what separates a Steve Madden pair of shoes versus like a Balenciaga? Well, today I want to talk about that. The first reason of a big difference between cheap and expensive sneakers is simply the materials used on the shoe. So again, I just want to bring up my cheap sneaker. This is probably one of the cheapest I own for sneakers. This is a Lunar Tempo 2. I picked these up around 2 to 3 years ago. Didn't even wear it all that much, and it has a decent amount of wear on them. And the thing about cheap sneakers is just about everything in the materials are going to be lesser quality than an expensive pair. Some things you'll find on more expensive pairs is mainly with the little details on it. Something that the laces, they might be wax, there might be a little bit more of a structure to them. They're not going to give in as much, not as thin, usually a little bit thicker. Like subtleties like that and laces, the lace holes, there'll be a little bit differences. It's kind of like with these Saint Laurents that I have right here. The lace holes are kind of in the suede, but with one lace hole being metal. Whereas if you look on the pair of racer sneakers, a little bit cheaper, they're just using like kind of rubber bands, almost feels like, to kind of hold the laces in place. And even on cheaper sneakers, you'll find that they use plastic for that. They don't really use higher quality materials like metal, or even just using a good quality suede that will act as the lace hole. The upper on your shoes, if you have like a really cheap like leather sneaker, it's probably fake leather, it's probably not real leather, might even be bonded leather, like something that's really cheap to make, or the genuine leather that's really just like the super low quality leathers. Whereas on a higher end pair, you're gonna get the top end suede, you're gonna get good quality, you're gonna get good quality leathers, good quality materials overall from everywhere on the shoe. You're gonna know that you paid a pretty penny, but the quality will kind of match the price usually. Not all the time, usually. And the one thing that I think is kind of understated on a little bit more expensive shoes is actually the outsole. The outsole on more expensive shoes do use a better rubber. It's hard for me to explain it to people, and I think the only people that kind of get it are car guys. You can buy the cheapest tires on the market, you can buy them, but they're gonna usually wear down a little bit faster than if you bought like a Michelin tire or something that's a little bit higher end. They're usually gonna last longer and perform better versus something that's a cheaper tire that is gonna wear out a little bit faster, might not give you as smooth of a ride, stuff like that. I really think that's where expensive sneakers are also in that same realm. It's not gonna be like night and day performance. You're not gonna be running in this sneaker, honestly, and that's another point. But for what it is, just a casual shoe that you just meant to walk in, kind of like walk around town, everyday comfort, this shoe really nails that down. And the second thing that might have just hinted at it is design. The design of these shoes are made with intent. Every shoe that I have seen from a luxury brand, whether it be a Margiela that's really out there, really crazy, and I don't think 99% of people could pull off. You have stuff that's like a Saint Laurent, which most Saint Laurent shoes are meant to be very sleek, very like fashionable, kind of more rock star look to them, but still like almost looks so basic, but at the same time like getting elegant touches to it. It's not to say that all more expensive designs are like anything special. Something like a Rick Owens Ramones, for example, is pretty much just Rick Owens' take on a Converse, and you can even see that with like Rick Owens Geo Trashers, which they're kind of a take on a Vans Skate High, but there are still differences in there, and there was somebody on the other side still making the shoe, and there is costs that go into a designer and designing a shoe. Something that's triple S, you might hate it, you might think it's ugly, you might think it's awful. Like, you might think it's the worst shoe on the market, but it charges at like $895, like basically $900 price point because of the fact that there is a lot of materials used that are high quality, and someone had to design that. Like, think about that for a second. Somebody had to design that shoe from start to finish, and there's a lot of probably research and development that went into making that shoe. Another thing to keep in mind when you're buying shoes, but I don't want you to get too wrapped up in it, is where it's made. You're gonna see like 99, I think, % of Nike shoes, if not all Nike shoes, are made in China. It's not to knock China for that. It's not to knock them for anything. Just a bunch of designer brands that have moved production over to China, like Balenciaga, where they have, I think the triple S's nowadays are being made in China. And from what I'm seeing, that people aren't really noticing a drop in quality, but something to keep in mind that if you're paying that price, most people want to know that the stuff is made in Italy, made in Spain, Portugal, somewhere that has better quality control. I think it's the only thing that I could ever knock with China is usually the quality control that China products have aren't as good as the Italian goods. I feel that the Italians are just a little bit more critical on their work. I don't think I've seen any shoes made in Japan, but usually Japanese are really good at clothing. Made in US shoes, for the most part, are a mixed bag. Something like John Geiger, I know he makes his shoes in the US, and those are good quality. But there's not many shoes I see made out of the US. Although, where things are made could be another video completely. But I just want to keep you in mind that for the most part, most of these designer shoes are going to be made in Italy. You know, that's up to you if you like that or not. I got trapped in the Made in Italy card for a while. And in reality, if you read into it more, there's some kind of shady practices that go on where some companies will even import labor from China to build stuff in Italy. So literally the only difference between that and a made in China product is just the physical location of where it's made, not the actual people behind it. I believe companies like Rick Owens, they still make everything with Italian hands in Italy in their own factory, and that's where you can kind of see the price points come up. So with cheap versus expensive shoes, I've touched on the quality differences. Basically, in short, you probably already knew all this coming in, but you know, way better quality, better made, better stitched, better materials overall, even in the outsole is using better rubber. And you know that the design, usually a little bit more unique of a design than anything else that's cheaper, although you'll kind of see it go back and forth where this kind of almost looks like a superstar, and it kind of like switches back and forth between the expensive design stealing from the cheaper design, which then steals from the expensive design. It kind of goes back and forth. I see it a lot. Almost like you'll see Adidas come out with a shoe, then it just says Saint Laurent copies it, and then you'll see Aldo copying it. Like, it's a vicious cycle. And then you have where it's made, and those are three of the big things. But the last one, honestly, and I know people don't like to say it, but honestly, the logos on the product do make a difference in the price. And if you don't believe me, I would just take a look at a lot of the common project shoes. Now, before I get any haters on this, I'm not saying that every brand shoe is bad quality or good quality or amazing quality. I've had my experiences with Gucci shoes, and honestly, quality on those aren't that great. I'm just gonna lay it straight out here. Gucci shoes aren't that great quality. I have a few pairs. I don't plan on buying any more. Saint Laurent shoes, I love the quality on them. I think that these are totally worth the prices I paid for them and even the retail prices that they're at. But looking at something like a common project shoe, I was actually surprised when I went into store and I felt the Goodman brand shoes, and besides the logo on them, besides the like little gold decal, they kind of felt the same. They're both, I believe, using Margam outsoles. They're both made in Italy. They both like felt really good quality, but one was $200 and the other one was $420. And I've even seen videos online comparing Koyo to common projects, saying Koyo shoes are actually better quality than the common projects for around $150 less. So I don't want to say everything about a cheap versus expensive shoe just ties to brand, but there is a little bit of the brand thrown in there. I think if you look at something like Balenciaga Triple S, if you look at the Speedrunners, Speedrunner isn't that much different than a Represent Racer sneaker. And a lot of Represent Racer sneakers, made in Italy, made with good quality materials, good quality rubber, own individual design, which is why I like it still. It's a racer style, but I wouldn't really say it's a Balenciaga ripoff. And I got mine for $100. You can't find a Speedrunner for that price, And really, I think it just comes down to that logo that's right there. So be very wary about that. I would definitely look at reviews online of shoes. I've definitely seen stuff that, you know, I look at it and then I'm like, I love it, I buy it, and I just don't love the quality, and that's really what I've been after lately. And to kind of end this video off, if I had to give my recommendations for my favorite shoes and brands, one of them would definitely be on me. I think this shoe quality is amazing. If we can find it for $100, like what I've been finding these for, you can see my videos as proof. I love these, the Burning Passion. I'd pick them up. These are some of probably the best price to quality shoes that I've ever bought. You know they're on sale, but even for like 150, 200 bucks, totally worth it. These are made in Portugal, I believe. Yes, made in Portugal. And I love them. Quality of shoes, amazing. They use like a VE rubber, or sorry, not VE, FE rubber on the shoes. And overall, I love these, a little bit different. Obviously, one of my favorites are Saint Laurent shoes. They're some of my favorites. I think the quality on every single one of their shoes and boots is immaculate, and you can't go wrong with a pair of Saint Laurent shoes. Another sleeper brand, in my opinion, is Represent. I talk about them a lot on this channel. Represent sneakers, I think, are amazing quality for the prices you can get them on sale. You can find these like $100, and these have way better quality than any Jordan you could ever get. I love the sole on these. I've had these for probably over 2 years now, and you can barely tell I've worn them. They do have wear on them, but I love them. Definitely, I wear mine. They crease. Love them. Burning Passion. Taking these through worn back and love them. And the last brand that, you know, a little out there, but I actually do love the quality, are Rick's. I think Rick makes really good shoes. I don't have any complaints about Rick Owens shoes at all. Yeah, if you like the designs on them, this is the Geo Trasher. This is the high top version of it. I love it. And I actually had these in the back, just looked at them. The Fear of God military sneakers, amazing, amazing quality. I think that this is so good. I got these at the garage sale last year, and I freaking love these. These are so good quality. Stitching's amazing. Everything's amazing about them. No complaints about this either. And a lot of the new Fear sneakers, when I felt them in hand, I actually really like the skate high ones, whatever one with the flap. Those are my favorites. I want to pick a pair up. That was talking about cheap versus expensive sneakers. Let me know what you guys thought of this in the comments below. And if you're new here, please subscribe down below. It really helps a small YouTuber out like myself. You can send me an Instagram message if you're new and have any questions on any shoe recommendations or shoe brands. You can ask anybody that's messaged me. I message them back as soon as I see the message. And yeah. Link for that will be down below. And like I end every video here, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.